The connections between Japan's national sport of sumo and Japan's treasured form of traditional storytelling, Rakugo, run deeper than you might expect. Several members of the Sumo Association, including top division Gyoji Kimura Ginjiro, enjoy listening to Rakugo, and several members of the Rakugo Association, including famous ones, certainly enjoy watching sumo. A high-level Rakugo storyteller once even told me that local sumo wrestlers are among the best people to know if you want to gain some connections to enhance your career. It is perhaps hardly surprising then that Rakugo, which sees a single storyteller both narrate and act out a story with only a paper fan and tenugui hand towel as props, has relied on sumo for some of its best material. With the purpose of this channel being to connect what you see on the sumo dohyo with the Japanese society around it, I shall today present to you the only existing English translation, to my knowledge, of the famous Rakugo story, Onomatsu. It is based on a popular sumo wrestler in the early 18th century called Onomatsu Midorinosuke, and contains invaluable insights into the Japanese mentality. The supposed need for older and wiser men to guide impetuous youth, the fear of shame, the importance of personal introductions by people of status, the frequent references to nature, and the celebration of all things old and beautiful. The events of the story, as with those of pretty much every Rakugo piece, are mere fabrication, but the feelings evoked by what Onomatsu's career symbolizes are very real indeed. And so, in the mid-1810s, in Tokyo's Kyobashi area, there lived a strong man by the name of Takekuma, who was both a sumo wrestler and a sumo coach. One afternoon, a young man hailing from the northwestern region of Noto, present-day Ishikawa, came to his stable bearing a letter signed by his village headman. When Takekuma opened it, he found the following request. "I think this young man was born for sumo. I implore you to take him on as a new recruit." "Okay," said Takekuma, eyeing the young man skeptically. "Well, first, you'll have to get stripped so I can see what you look like." "Yes, sir," said the young man, with an obedient bow. He was certainly not lacking in size, and sure enough, his naked form looked pretty impressive. "Great," said Takekuma. "I shall take you on under the ring name of Oguruma. Do your best." "Understood," was the young man's polite response. It seems that in those days, the first duty of a new recruit was simply to cook the rice. Obviously, there were no electric rice cookers, they simply used the pot method. And they had to cook a tremendous amount because, well, they were trying to feed sumo wrestlers. But even making exceptions for that, the stablemaster's wife, the Okami-san, felt that the Takekuma stable rice stocks were disappearing far too quickly. At first, she suspected one of the youngsters to be secretly selling the rice at market and spending the proceeds on sake. But after investigation, she uncovered the real reason. New recruit Oguruma had a humongous appetite. I know it's normal for Rikishi to eat more than we mere mortals, but Oguruma was in a different league. Out of the giant-sized pot, Oguruma would scoop an enormous amount of rice, about the size of a baby's head, add salt, knock it into shape with his huge hands, and enjoy, at least 10 times over. And that was just his starter. He would use the rest of the rice for donburi, throwing fish or meat on top and shoveling it into his mouth so fiercely that his cheeks almost blocked out his eyes. He ate so many donburi bowls that even he lost count. Naturally, the punctilious Okami-san reported such events to her husband, stablemaster Takekuma. "You know, Oyakata," she said, "that new recruit, Oguruma, has a monstrous appetite. I saw him go through no fewer than 36 bowls of rice last night, and that was before I gave up counting. If he keeps going like this, the stable will be bankrupt. You've got to release him." "Right," the Oikata replied. "Then send for Oguruma right now, will you?" And so the Okami-san summoned the young man in question so that her husband could carry out her request. As they say in Japan, when the hen clucks, the rooster acts. "Oguruma, sit over there," barked Takekuma. "Now see here. It seems that you've been eating rather too well. I guess you've practiced gluttony without limits ever since you were a child. But we can't have you eating like that here. I'm going to have to send you home. I can't let you go with nothing, so here's an envelope with a little money inside. Not that it's for you, mind. It's a thank you gift to the village headman who introduced you. See that he gets it, will you?" "Yes, master," said Oguruma. Rotund head bowed. He felt sheer anguish as he placed the neatly folded envelope in his fraying waste bag, trudged out of the stable, and headed to the Toda River at Itabashi. While he waited for the boat to come, Oguruma folded his blubbery arms, squeezed his eyes tightly shut, and let feelings of regret come forth and multiply. Much as he tried to persuade himself, he simply could not return home yet. Of course not. Having been given a rousing send-off just weeks earlier, with beloved family and treasured friends shouting, "Go for Sanyaku! Go for Yokozuna!" He couldn't just turn up on his doorstep in a cheap yukata, shoulders drooping, chin buried in his neck. He couldn't bear to hear his father say, "Huh! Come back a bit soon, haven't you? What happened?" He couldn't confess that, I'm sorry, but I ate too much of the stable's food and got kicked out." He could never stand the shame. Oh, how embarrassing, he thought on that cold, windy wharf. Rather than live in disgrace, I might as well just jump into this river, drown myself, end it all. Then again, to go without at least spending the money in my pocket would be sad. And there are so many inns here with bright and welcoming lanterns. If I stay the night at one of them and kill myself tomorrow, the result's the same, isn't it? Only the difference is I get to eat. And with all of that rice inside of me, my body will sink faster. His head bowing to his hearty appetite, Oguruma turned away from the water and waddled towards a respectable local inn named Tachibanaya. As it was still rather early in the day, he could be shown into the dining area without having to wait. The innkeeper's wife was the first to see to him. "And so, dear customer, if you would like to order something, please tell me," she said. "Well, I don't have any specific request," Oguruma confessed. "So, could I just get you to keep bringing me food? As much as you can. As you can see, I'm carrying this envelope full of cash, and, well, you can have it all, can't you? Here, please take it." And to her amazement, when opening the envelope, the innkeeper's wife found enough cash to cover a 10-night stay. Never before had a customer simply handed over that much money and given the chef carte blanche to cook what he pleased. A delighted innkeeper's wife hurriedly pulled out her low dining table and brought some chopsticks. Oguruma gleefully picked them up and started eating the rice with customary relish. But the poor wife soon realized that her food stocks were under threat. Oguruma polished off 3 helpings of rice with ease, and when he swiftly ordered a 4th, it got the maids chatting. "Did you see that customer who just came in? He's like a monster." The gossiping maids were overheard by the innkeeper, Zenbei Tachibana, who said, "Girls, what's going on? Oh, don't be spreading rumors about the customers. Spotted a real man, have we? Oh, no? Well, then what? Huh? The rice is running out? Well, that's a good omen. It means we're being besieged by customers, doesn't it? Yeah? It doesn't? What? One customer? But only the rice is running out. Well, that's okay. Still a good sign. Just keep bringing food to him. If he's eating so much rice, well, I wonder if he's lacking some side dishes. How about offering him some pickled plum and salted fish guts? And then I shall go and admire the sight. In fact, the innkeeper did more than just admire. He introduced himself. Hello there. I humbly kneel before you as Zenbei Tachibana, the proprietor of the Tachibana Inn. We thank you awfully for your custom. It would be our utmost pleasure to have you here again. However, it's just that, esteemed customer though you are, you seem to be eating somewhat, intemperately, perhaps. May I at least take this as an indication that our rice is rather good? But rather than use the loaded question as an opportunity to warm up the atmosphere, Oguruma began to sob. It's not really that delicious, actually. Hey! Exclaimed the innkeeper. You're crying while eating. I mean, look, stop! If it's so bad that you're crying, just don't eat it, okay? It's not as if today is Rice Appreciation Day or anything. I mean, look, you can eat rice any day of your life. If you keep forcing it down your throat like that, you'll destroy that stomach of yours. No. Oh dear. I'm sorry, I should have been more attentive. You're not crying over the quality of the food, are you, sir? You're crying about something else. Perhaps you might tell me what it is that's troubling you. Because, you see, the name Tachibana is rather well known in these Itabashi parts, and if there's anything I can do to help you out, I will do it. No, well, within reason. I mean, don't ask me anything impossible, like eating senbei crackers with my eyes or something, but if it's within my means, I shall do it. Try me. Go on. The young Oguruma was overwhelmed. No, I've never had anyone say such nice things to me before. Basically, I'm just a boy. A young man, maybe, with a huge appetite from Noto. The guys in my village said that I should travel to Edo and become a fine sumo wrestler, so I traveled to Kyobashi and signed up with the Sekitori, Takekuma. Takekuma Zeki? Chimed the innkeeper. Oh, that's great. He'd even given me a ring name, Oguruma, the young man continued. But the thing is, I basically ate far too much and was thrown out of the stable. Just now I was standing by the Toda River and I was just thinking, what's the point? But then I remembered about the cash in my pocket, a fine amount it is too, and I thought I should at least give myself one final treat, a last supper, so to speak. So I came to stay here. I thought I'd eat and eat some more, and then when I could eat no more, that would be the point at which I would go and drown myself. But I don't want to die. But if I stop eating, I have to die, right? So I have to keep on eating, right? I've got to keep eating and eating forever. What on earth are you saying? The innkeeper exclaimed. If you think like that, you'll overeat yourself to death right here. Oh, how you young people do like to fret. You get one little negative thought in your head and it's just fret, fret, fret. Wasn't there an old Ichu Bushi recitation which went, "To lose all hope is to narrow your mind. A dead flower shall never blossom." If you die, nothing will become of you. Your life means something. You have to value it, treasure it, develop it with loving care. Remember, Takekuma is not the only Sekitori out there. Perhaps it's bad of me to say this, but I'm completely different to you in that I enjoy watching sumo far more than any meal I could have. When those tournaments come around, I'm totally transfixed, I tell you. And I know for sure that there are other stable masters out there. One of them, in fact, lives in the Shichikenjo area of Nezu, and his name is Shikoroyama Kieji. What if I ask him about taking you on, raising you good and proper?"
"Innkeeper," Oguruma slowly replied, "even if you were to go to all that trouble, the moment I walk in through the door, I'll be bombarded with images of delicious food and unable to resist. I'll overeat for sure, and then get thrown out, just like before."
"No, no," Tachibana insisted. "You will not be thrown out, because you see, until you reach the top division and become able to provide for yourself, I shall personally see that you are exceedingly, exceedingly well fed. Look, I know that today you ate because your life was literally depending on it, but really, how much do you eat on a regular day?"
Well, let me see," Oguruma pondered. "In truth, I can't remember a day when my stomach's ever been full, so I don't actually know my limit."
"Oh my, that's scary," exclaimed Tachibana. "Well then, let's do this. Even if you ate like this every night, by my calculations, you only have to find 3 small units of rice a day, which makes 3 large units per month. Doable. So, how about this? Every month, I will offer you 2 bales of rice, each containing 5 units. Yes, that's my offer. 2 bales of rice, 5 units per bale, every month. What do you think?" On hearing this, the innkeeper's wife shrieked.
"Zenbei! 2 bales of 5 units? Can't we please just reflect on this a little? I don't even think that would be enough."
"Oh, come on, Okami-san," said Tachibana. "We shall send him 2 bales of 5 units, and if it isn't enough, we'll just throw in a third. So, young man, time to reset your thinking." Stablemaster Shikoroyama is in a similar position to Takekuma on the sumo rankings chart. He's got sumo know-how, and he's a man of good character. Now, I'll be kneeling right next to you when you meet him, so don't worry about a thing. He'll take very good care of you, and I want you to enjoy it." An overjoyed Oguruma felt tears welling up in his eyes again.
"Kind sir, how can I ever thank you? Okami-san, I want to be saved by your husband. I don't want to die anymore. I want to live. And I want to contemplate what the future may hold. Over another bowl of rice, if possible. Could you bring one for me, please?"
And so the chomping and munching restarted. But at last, for the first time in his life, Oguruma's stomach became full, and he could simply lay down and doze off in the exact spot where he had eaten. To make sure he would not catch a cold as he snored in the dead of night, the innkeeper's wife carefully took out a blanket and politely placed it over his huge frame. When the sun came up the following morning, there was a knock at the Tachibana door. It was Tsukada, the young man tasked with accompanying Tachibana and Oguruma to Shikoroyama stable. "Ah, Tsukada," was Tachibana's greeting. "Please come through here. Have you washed your face yet?" "Oh, you have? How about breakfast?" "Oh, already eaten, huh? What a robust lad you are. Having another meal so early after a hearty dinner the night before. Well, when I was a young lad, I was exactly like you. Okay, good deeds should be done without haste, so let's get to Shikoroyama." And, with Oguruma in tow, Tsukada and Tachibana set off from the inn in the direction of Nezu. Tsukada took it upon himself to lead conversation. "So, young lad, remember, you shouldn't obsess over one tiny thing. Channel that feeling into your training, and the training will drain away your negative energy. Now, here we are at the Koshinzaka in Sugamo. Do you remember it from yesterday?"
Oguruma's reply was a sobering one. "Well, yesterday all I could think about was dying, so I just don't remember the roads at all," he said.
"Oh, that's such a pity, isn't it?" Tsukada replied. The conversation continued until they reached Hongo and then Nezu. "Okay," beamed Tsukada. "This is Shikoroyama's home." At this point, Tachibana called out to a young sumo wrestler in the doorway. "Hey, young man, I say." The young wrestler immediately recognized him.
Oh, good morning, Miss Tachibana. Thank you for always taking such good care of us in your fine inn.
Oh, please, said Tachibana. Don't mention it. I just want to know if the master is inside right now.
Yes, he is, replied the Deshi. I can summon him from upstairs. Oyakata! The Itabashi innkeeper is here to see you.
Shikoyama's giant feet soon came thumping down the wooden stairs.
Ah, he boomed. If it isn't our trusted innkeeper from Itabashi. Tachibana-san, thank you for always looking after my younger wrestlers when they come your way. Right, we must lay down some floor cushions for our guest. Oi, floor cushions! Here! That's right.
Oh, please, Tachibana politely protested. Don't feel obliged to make such a fuss of me every time. I'm always honored to offer my assistance to you. But, Oyakata, I actually come to see you about a favor of my own today. I'd like to inquire as to whether you would take on a new pupil.
A pupil, you say? Said Shikoyama. Well, if it's on your recommendation, Tachibana-san, then I will take him on unconditionally. Don't even need to examine his physique.
Oh, I'm so grateful, said the innkeeper. Why don't I get him to introduce himself?
Oi, young man. Here before us sits Shikoyama Oyakata. Be sure to make a good self-introduction, will you?
Yes, sir, whispered Oguruma, shuffling forward before adopting the Seiza kneeling position.
I'm from the Hitsumi village in Noto. My name is Shokichi, son of Nihei, and I implore you to accept me as your pupil. I greatly hope that you can consider this humble request.
The words were stuttered. The bow was awkward. Shikoyama knew on first glance that here was a rough-edged country boy who was very new to the city. But he also knew that rough diamonds could be beautifully polished. Now, every yokozuna that the sumo world has produced has his name carved in stone at the Tomioka Hachiman Shrine in Monzen Nakacho. I thoroughly recommend you go and see them. Now, at the time Oguruma announced himself to Shikoyama, only 5 men had ever obtained that prized yokozuna license from the house of Yoshida Tsukasa. And although Takekuma had felt that Oguruma had no potential to emulate them, Shikoyama was convinced of just the opposite.
So, is this the guy who wishes to do sumo, right? He confirmed.
Yes, indeed, said the innkeeper. What do you think, having seen him in the flesh?
Well, I think he'll make a good wrestler.
Oh, a good wrestler?
Good.
Good?
Good. Good.
He might have a neuralgia or something. The sable master continued.
So, young man, how old are you? 25, huh? Not too old at all. And you drink alcohol? No, not a drop? Well, that's okay. When dining out with all those patrons you're going to attract, you'll get used to it. Do you gamble? Are you a betting man? Oh, you hate it. Well then, come on, I mean, at least tell me the truth. You must like women, right? Oh, you're not into ladies either. How strange. They say that every man must have at least one of the 3 worldly passions. Sake, women, gambling. You really don't have any manly interest at all?
Tachibana had no choice but to speak for him. Well, Oyakata, the thing is, I think he has difficulty admitting it himself, but this fellow does value at least one thing more than life itself.
Aha, just as I thought, said Shikoyama. And what would that one thing be?
Well, said Tachibana, hesitantly, he rather likes to eat.
Well, of course he does, Shikoyama shot back. Everybody likes good food, not a man alive who doesn't.
Yes, Oyakata, Tachibana concurred, but he doesn't just like it. He can't go 5 minutes without it. He eats more rice than anyone I've ever known. He entered Takekuma's stable, got a ring name, Oguruma, and then he just wouldn't stop eating, so he was kicked out. He then thought about taking his own life, but through a slice of good fortune, he came to me, and now I'm able to introduce him to you. I appreciate that you might feel uneasy about taking on someone who's already been thrown out of the sumo world, but if I could just implore you to view him as a completely new recruit, start everything from scratch. For my part, I will ensure that until he makes the Makunochi division, he shall always have enough rice. 2 bales, 5 units each, every week. I'd be eternally grateful if you could accept this proposal.
Okay, good sir, Shikoriyama answered. Please, raise your head. Come on, come out of that bow now. Look, there really will be no need to worry about extra rice. When this lad celebrates his entry into the Makunochi division, if you provide him with a crested kimono, that'll be enough. I see things very differently to Takekuma, actually. I mean, how can a sumo wrestler become big and strong if he doesn't eat?
He swiveled his broad shoulders towards Oguruma and addressed him with piercing eyes.
Young man, under my roof, you will never need to worry about food quantity. You can eat a bale of rice per day as far as I'm concerned, 365 per year. It's a mere trifle to me. We could give you even more if you wish.
Okay, laughed the innkeeper. even he can't eat that much. But there is something else I would be most grateful for, Oyakata. Would you be able to find him an appropriate ring name, perhaps?
Well then, said the thoughtful stable master. I'd like to name him Komidori, actually.
Komidori it is, cheered Tachibana. But do you mind if I ask the significance?
Why, it was the name first conferred upon me when I started sumo, Shikoriyama explained.
At this, Tachibana gasped.
But, Oyakata, that means you have high hopes for him. He can make it to Sekitori. Young man, bow to him, quickly.
Suicidal thoughts are about the scariest experience that you can have in life. But having overcome those, young Komidori was prepared for anything the sumo world could throw at him. In December of 1812, Komidori Kyokichi would make his first appearance on the sumo rankings chart at the tournament held in Hoonji Temple, Kojimachi, ranked at Jonokuchi number 4. His performance was so good that in February of the following year, he would be posted at Jonidan 24 for the Shiba Hachiman Shrine Tournament. In the mere 100 days since he had entered Shikoriyama stable, he had climbed some 67 ranks. Remarkable progress. Fast forward to 1822, and the October Basho at Kuramae Hachiman Shrine would see him finally realize his dream of a Makunochi debut. He would also earn a name change from Komidori to Koyanagi Kyokichi. At Kuramae, he won his first 3 matches with ease, and on the 4th day, his sumo life would come full circle with a match against the very wrestler who had once discarded him, Takekuma. And no one was more excited about this contest than his coach, Shikoriyama.
Tomorrow you're up against your old stable master, he enthused. Make sure you do things properly. Yes, Oyakata, said Komidori with a short bow. If I lose tomorrow, I shall never again be able to look my Itabashi patron in the eye. I shall be ready for battle.
They say that a grudge over food is never easily forgiven. Koyanagi taught us exactly what that means. As he sat there reflecting on what might have been the night before the match, Takekuma simply couldn't believe what Shikoriyama had done to his once hopeless student, and cursed the hand that the world had dealt him. He was now no match for the transformed Koyanagi. In fact, hit so hard at the Tachiai that he practically somersaulted off the dohyo. Koyanagi's stock rose yet further after that basho, and he changed his name again. This time he would borrow part of the ring name of ex-crowd favorite Onomatsubara, thus becoming Onomatsu Midorinosuke. And it was under this name that in the glorious spring of 1828 he would finally reach the highest rank of Yokozuna, only the 6th man in history at the time to have done so. Amazingly, he was able to stay at that rank until the venerable sumo age of 47. It's never too late to excel at something new. Let that be the final message from the tale of the proverbial late bloomer, Onomatsu.